Well, I'm absolutely delighted now to be joined by Colonel Ritchie. Colonel, welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming on our program.
It's a pleasure. It's really exciting this year, actually, because there's so many military programs that the APA is doing, and so many of my colleagues are presenting, so it's great.
There's a lot going on, isn't there? A lot of sessions, and one of the sessions that we were really interested in, the one that you were doing today on psychiatry on the front line. I wonder if you could tell us a little bit about that.
Yes. Most Army psychiatrists or psychiatrists from other services go into war these days. Now, my wartime experience was mainly earlier. I was in Somalia and I was in Korea several times, which wasn't at war when I was there, but there was always a threat of war. And then I've been to Iraq 3 times. One of my colleagues, Major Gerald Block, just got back from Afghanistan, and we're going to be joined by Colonel Chris Warner, who has been deployed probably more than anybody else to Iraq with the 3rd Infantry Division as their division psychiatrist. Practicing psychiatry in a war zone has its challenges.
Well, what are some of those challenges?
Well, first of all, you're in danger. Whether or not you're on the front lines or in the clinic with the rockets coming in, you may have a session interrupted because the mortars are coming in and you and your patient have to go to the bunker. Secondly, you always have the question about whether somebody can stay there in the theater of war, or do you need to deploy them out of the war zone? And our policy is to keep as many people in place as possible, because once you evacuate them out for psychiatric reasons, they don't come back. But sometimes that's the right thing to do.
One of the things we've been hearing a lot about this week is the perceived stigma of mental illness within the military. Is that a problem on the front line?
It is a problem everywhere. It may actually be less so on the front line because the psychiatrists are living and working among their troops. There's what's called combat stress control teams, and part of their whole reason for existence is to provide education and far forward frontline treatment. It's often actually worse once people get back to garrison, and they also worry about their security clearance and promotion and all of the other things. And let me tell you, we just had a report from RAND this morning where they talked about service members' concerns, and it is legitimate concern about their careers and their security clearance.
You're here for a lot of interesting reasons this week, and you're also giving another seminar tomorrow on alternative medicine.
Yes, we are doing a seminar on the use of alternative medicines in the military. Bob Kaufman, Captain Kaufman, will be talking about using acupuncture. We have Lieutenant Colonel Wynn talking about overall complementary and alternative medicine, and I will be talking about my pet subject, which is therapy dogs and the use of therapy dogs and service dogs in Army medicine.
Well, thank you very much indeed for taking the time to talk to us today. A fascinating week you've got. Thank you.
Thank you.